5 minutes, heck, even just 1 minute, has been scientifically shown to produce effects in your body. In this video, I'm going to highlight 8 key benefits of this practice. Then we'll dive into what this exercise is, and I'll give you practical tips for implementing this practice in your daily life so that you can achieve these mind-blowing, life-changing benefits. Now let's dive into it. Benefit 1, anxiety. Whether it's job-related, generalized, or social anxiety, this practice helps, and in studies was shown to reduce anxiety by 31% on average. Sounds too good to be true, but I can personally attest this was the case in my life. I experienced a great reduction in my anxiety by doing this practice regularly. Benefit number 2, depression. One study of 3,500 adults found that this practice improved symptoms of depression, along with a second meta-analysis of 18 other studies. And in a third study, people found that they experienced fewer negative thoughts. Overall, participants in these studies reported a 46% reduction in depression on average. And this has been true in my life as well. I've suffered from anxiety and depression, and using this exercise, using this practice has really helped me in these areas. Now, key benefit number 3, stress reduction and improving symptoms of stress-related conditions like IBS, PTSD, and fibromyalgia. This practice reduces inflammatory chemicals called cytokines, which are released in response to stress and have negative effects on the body and the mind. A 2018 study found students who practiced for just 10 days had a 12% decrease in stress. And a separate study found people who practiced for 30 days reported an average stress reduction of 33%. The studies show that the more consistently you practice, the more the benefits stack up. And considering the majority of health-related issues are literally caused by inflammation, and stress causes an increase in inflammation, decreasing stress is one of the best things you can do for your health and to live a better life. Number 4, PTSD. I used to have PTSD symptoms from trauma in my early life, and this practice really did help me. 8 studies looked at participants with PTSD symptoms. 6 of the 8 studies showed a reduction in PTSD symptoms after performing this practice regularly, and these studies included over 500 participants total. Number 5, addictions. In my life, I have struggled with addiction, and I used to say that I had an addictive personality. But when I do this practice regularly, and I commit to doing it regularly, it's much easier to stay on my game and make better choices for myself. One study of 60 alcoholics found that this practice was associated with lower stress levels, lower alcohol cravings, and lower alcohol use. And a meta-analysis of 14 studies found that it helped participants reduce emotional and binge eating. And again, that's something I can attest to, as I used to do those things. All the things that were just listed, I used to do them. Number 6, ADHD. Consistent practice has been shown to help people who suffer from ADHD. 30% of study participants showed a clinically significant reduction in symptoms. Sleep and insomnia. One study found this practice helps people fall asleep faster, stay asleep longer, and improve their insomnia overall. And finally, key benefit number 8, living longer. In a study that looked at this practice and the long-term effects on stress and mortality, participants saw a 13% decrease in overall mortality and a 25% decrease in cardiovascular mortality. Also, they found increased hormones that protect telomeres. And telomeres are at the ends, they're like little shoelace caps on the ends of your DNA, and they are designed to protect your genetic data. As you age, your telomeres get shorter, and that shortening seems to be, scientifically studied anyway, directly correlated with aging and an increased risk of cancer and death. So by protecting the telomeres and keeping them longer, you potentially slow down aging and live longer. Now, with those 8 key benefits listed, what is this practice? And as you may have guessed already, the practice is meditation. Now, before you click off this video, the 8 key benefits I listed are backed up by scientific studies. This really works. It really works for people, and it really worked for me. And there are over 100 scientifically studied benefits of meditation. I'll link them in the description below. But in less time than it takes to watch one Netflix episode, you can create a daily practice of meditation and begin to reap these benefits in your life. If you suffer from any of those conditions listed above, it's well worth trying it out for 30 days and seeing how you improve. I feel like we all have some level of anxiety, some level of depression, stress definitely, and many of us issues with sleep. And if something as simple as sitting down and meditating every day can significantly improve all of these conditions, it's well worth trying it out. You know, and before we go to pharmaceuticals, before we go down all these different roads of things that aren't necessarily good for us, maybe we should try some of these simpler remedies that have been around for thousands of years. And I meditate every day. You know, I've been meditating for 15 years now. Not every day for 15 years, I'm not a saint, but I've been meditating for a while. And I'll tell you, when I do it every day, when I do it consistently, I notice all of these benefits and more. And it just seems like my life moves faster, things manifest easier for me, and reality is just much more pleasant to be in and much more easy to kind of navigate through. Now, in a moment, I'll share how to do meditation so that you can get these benefits. But understand that meditation isn't just silently sitting and breathing. Now, although that's the most powerful form, there are multiple forms of meditation, and studies have shown that guided meditations, like the ones you can find on YouTube, are also just as effective at bringing out these benefits. What I don't want is, I don't want you to think you can't meditate and give up. Yes, it is really hard in the beginning to watch your breathing and your thoughts, but over time, meditating makes meditation easier. It literally changes the structure of your brain in ways that makes it easier to continue this practice. Increases in gray matter, reduction of the amygdala, and that's the stress, fear, and anxiety center of the brain. Increases in the prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision making. Increases in the hippocampus, responsible for memory and learning. Now, here's how you can incorporate this into your life so that it becomes a daily practice. I meditate first thing in the morning for 10 to 20 minutes. That's literally all it takes to get these benefits, but the key is the consistency. Now, when you're ready, you can sit or lie down comfortably, close your eyes, and focus your attention on the breath, either as it comes in and out of your nose, or as your belly rises and falls with each breath. Now, as you do this, you'll notice your mind will seem more active than normal at first. And that's okay, you're just watching it now, so you're seeing how active it is. Simply bring your attention gently back to the breath each time you lose it, and that's it. That's quite literally the practice of meditation. Gently bringing your awareness and your focus back to the breath again and again, each time you get caught up in your mind, each time thoughts start to pull you away, noises, what have you. And don't worry if at first this seems like it would literally be impossible, or your mind is just so loud. It will quiet down over time, and it will become easier the more you practice. And I've been meditating for 15 years now, and believe me, my mind still wanders, and I still have to, I don't want to use the word fight, but I still have to endeavor to bring my focus and attention back, back to the breath, back to the breath. Now, if you find that practice is too hard or even impossible at first, go on YouTube. Look up 5, 10, 15, 20-minute guided meditations. It gives your mind something to focus on. The imagery, the visual imagery, the person's voice, and makes it easier to get into that meditative state. You can also use downtime throughout the day for mini meditations. In those times where you'd pull your phone out normally to scroll Instagram or YouTube or whatever, you could instead choose to take a few conscious breaths where you focus your attention on the breath moving in and out of your body. There are studies that suggest even 1 minute of mindfulness meditation has positive effects on the brain and the body. And there's also a perfect time of day to meditate, and quite frankly, the worst time to meditate. Check out this video to learn the 5 reasons why this is the best time to meditate. And I hope you choose to make it a great day. Much peace to you, my friend.